Well, we're learning new details about President Trump secretly switching planes while leaving the NATO summit last month. CBS News has learned the covert swap happened within a day of U.S. and Turkish intelligence picking up on an Iranian threat. Sources say there was a plot by Tehran to fire a missile at Air Force One. CBS News White House reporter Aaron Navarro is live in our D.C. bureau with more on this. Aaron, good morning. So what new details are we learning about this threat?
Good morning, Michael. We're not only learning more about how we found out about the threat, how U.S. officials found out, but we're also learning more details about the decision to move the president onto that decoy plane and who made that decision. Now, ahead of the departure, as you mentioned, from Turkey, the National Security Agency, the CIA, and Turkey's MIT intelligence service picked up streams of information about this plot by Iran to fire a surface-to-air missile at Air Force One, according to two U.S. officials. There were initially reports of a team in Turkey who was actually tasked with firing that missile, but after more probes, no team was detected. And we've also learned that it was the decision of the National Security Council, the White House Military Office, and the Secret Service to make that decision for President Trump to switch planes.
And Aaron, do we know who the president actually brought with him and who he left behind on the decoy plane?
On that plane with him were his Deputy Chief of Staff, Dan Scavino, the Executive Assistant to the President, Natalie Harp, the Director of Oval Office Operations, Walt Nauta, as well as Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth. Left behind on Air Force One included Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. Rubio and Bessent allegedly and reportedly, according to CBS News, knew about this plot to put the president on the decoy plane. The White House Deputy Chief of Staff, Stephen Miller, was also on Air Force One alongside other staffers and the traveling press pool who were instructed in their cabin of the plane to keep their window shades down throughout the flight. You're seeing some reporting from Washington Post, from Fox News, that this would have prevented them from seeing U.S. fighter jets that were accompanying the decoy plane that President Trump was on the way from Turkey to the United Kingdom.
All right, Aaron Navarro, thanks for joining us.